closer to game time here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees have taken the field, Fried taking his warm-ups, and we'll take a look at the Mariners starting lineup. The Mariners are struggling. They've lost 6 straight. They're 56 and 65. Rosarena, Rodriguez, and Canzone. That's the top of the order. Raleigh, Naylor, and Donovan in the middle. And Weston Wilson, Johnny Pereda, and Leo Rivas, the bottom third for Seattle.
See the numbers on Max Fried. Excellent numbers. Strikeouts per innings pitch. He doesn't walk people. So let's check out the Nissan Pitchers Scouting Report on Max. He knows the formula how to beat the Mariners. His second start of the season, he went 7 innings and didn't allow a run. Not to their liking. These Seattle Mariners score more runs, 51% via the home run, than any team in baseball. Guess what? Max has only given up 1 homer, 14 starts. And there are no limits. This is his 5th start. He went 90 pitches his last one. The limits are off.
All right, so you have Rob Drake behind the plate, Jordan Baker at first, Stu Shorwater at second, and Junior Valentine is over at third. Yankees trying for the sweep, finishing the homestand before heading to Toronto. Rosarena's ready. Fried is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up on the left side. Big man gives it a look, but that's in the seats and out of play. Check out the Yankees defense behind Fried, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Jones, Grisham, Caballero getting the start right. In the infield, we talked about McMahon. Then Lombard Jr. made his first error yesterday. Chisholm and the first baseman Garcia. Ali Sanchez behind the plate.
I like that early curveball. Find that pitch to these Seattle Mariners hitters. They struggle with the breaking ball. Max has got a couple different variations with the sweeper and the curveball and the slider.
1-2.
And my suggestion on Randy Rosarena is don't let him hit it to right field.
He's been pretty good so far this series doing that.
Couple home runs.
And since 2020, 19 home runs against the Yankees. Only Devers and Vlad have more with 24. Two and two. Seattle's trying to hold on in its chase for a playoff spot. They've lost 6 in a row. They're 5 and 15 last 20 games. 4 games out of a wild card. 5.5 behind the Astros in the American League West. Strike 3. Rosarena down looking.
Yeah, this is just an outstanding cutter here, up and in, and it seems like he wants him to pull the ball. He's watched the last 2 games. I'm not going to allow you to beat me the other way. You're going to have to do your damage going to left field. And he streamlines that cutter for strike 3.
Here's J-Rod. And a strike. Julio is 1 for 6 in the first 2 games of the series. I told you Rob Drake's behind the plate. Umpire Scouting Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered pitcher friendly. He's pinned there. 83 calls have been challenged, 50 overturned.
Would you think that the older umpires are the more pitcher friendly because they're not using the ABS system through the minor leagues? They could call what they wanted and their strike zone was theirs, opposed to the younger guys. They're checked a lot more.
Yeah, they are checked a lot more. I think they call games differently now because of it. Strike 3. 2 away.
Yeah, I liked what he's done here. He's only thrown 3 different pitches. He's thrown his 4-seamer, his cutter, and his curveball. And I think for Max, sometimes he's trying to get them all going right away, and he struggles a little bit the first 25 pitches of a game, and then he seems to find everything and really locks in. But I liked what he's done. He's only thrown 3 different pitches.
Canzone spins out of the way. Dominic 3 for 8 in the series so far. Take a look at his arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, and this is why you need PitchCom, because you do not have enough fingers. You do not have 7 fingers on your hand. Antonio Alfonseca had 6, but most people don't have that many either.
Still 1 short.
Both these guys today do a really good job of limiting their pitches per inning. Max is 14.9 pitches per inning. Logan Gilbert is 15.5, so they get quick outs.
1-2. 2-2.
You see Ali Sanchez kind of pulling like his hands back towards him, telling Max Fried, come at me, don't fall off to the right, because that's what happens. The sweeper stays out. Your arm doesn't catch up.
2-2. 3-2. 9 straight starts behind the plate for Austin Wells, so Sanchez finally getting a run day game after night game. Foul ball. Canzone 254 overall, 260 against lefties. Pretty good for a left-handed batter.
They were platooning him early in the year, and now he's hit so well against lefties, as you're talking about, that he's playing every day. I think that's great. I hate when young players get pegged as like platoon, because you know, a lot of times lefties don't get a ton of at-bats off of lefties in the minor leagues, and how do you know they can't hit him? I mean, you look at his OPS, it's outstanding. Rob Refsnyder was here, and he probably took at-bats away from him, but he's earned them.
And he works a walk against Fried. Here's Cal Raleigh. Raleigh did something unusual after Tuesday's loss. Usually the manager comes out and speaks to the media before the media then talks to the players. He requested that he wanted to speak first. And Dan Wilson waited until he was done, and he pretty much put it all on himself. He's having a terrible year, and he's got to be better. He said the whole team has to be better. This guy who finished second in the MVP to Judge last year with 60 home runs, and the numbers, they're just startling. The fall off from a 9.1 WAR to a 0.6.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a fall off like that.
Great move by Fried. Canzone didn't have that big of a lead.
And I think it tells you the type of leader that Cal Raleigh is, that he's taking all the responsibility. There's been some other guys that haven't had the years that they expected. I mean, they released Mitch Garver. They released Rob Refsnyder. We're supposed to play a big part.
Hit sharply, and a nice backhand stab by Lombard, and he turns it into an out in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Another nice play at shortstop by the 21-year-old. Seattle, nothing. Yankees coming to bat. You've got Grisham, Rice, and Jones at the top. Now, the middle of the order, I like to call this the junior varsity. Garcia Jr., Lombard Jr., Chisholm Jr., and the bottom third, Caballero, McMahon, and Sanchez, all against Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, but they're playing varsity baseball.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, you see the numbers on Logan Gilbert. He's been really good. I mean, he's got a plus fastball, a really good slider, and a split. But let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report on him. He's a little closer to the plate with his height and his stride level. His extension is 7.5 feet. That's the 5th highest in all of baseball. So he's releasing it closer than most. They need a stopper. 18 of the 23 starts he's had, he's given 3 runs or fewer. They've lost 6 games in a row. They need to win a game. However, it's been a little troublesome, the Yankees have for him. A 6.8 ERA versus New York in 8 starts, 3.41 against everyone else in baseball.
So weird. So here's Trent Grisham, a couple of home runs in last night's game. He's been hot the last 8, as we showed you in the open. And he digs in. 5 for 9 in the first 2 games of the series. And a strike.
Just old easy old 98. Start out the game. Sitting over there for about 15 minutes between the end of his warm-ups, his first pitch.
Oh and 2 on Grisham. Gilbert's 29 years old. Has not missed a start this season. This is his 24th. 146 starts since 2022. Tied for the 4th most in the majors. So you want that in a pitcher, not skipping anything.
He matched up against Max Fried in Max's 2nd start of the year, and he didn't fare as well. He only went 5 1/3 and he gave up 5 runs.
One and 2. Well, the starting pitching is the strength for Seattle. They have 54 quality starts. That leads the American League. The only team with more, the Dodgers, with 64. Quality starts, 6 innings of 3 runs or fewer.
And their starting pitchers are 8th in all of baseball in ERA. So you're right. They're starting pitching. And it's a lot of guys who do not walk people. They have 4 guys in the top 10 when it comes to walk percentage. They challenge you, and they challenge you with their fastballs.
Well, the Mariners staff has walked just 303 batters, and that's the fewest of any staff in the majors. They're going to make you earn your way on. They're not going to give you a free pass. Foul back.
Pretty good at bat. Already 6 pitches, laid off some tough splits, fouled off the high heater.
Line drive caught by Brendan Donovan. Let's take a look at the Seattle defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Not a great defense, but Rodriguez in center, he's pretty great. Car Shield defensive player profile. Not this year, though. It's weird. -2 outs above average, plus 38 from 22 through 25. So what has happened? Then you have Naylor over at first. He's -8 defensive run save. That's worst of any first baseman in the game. Oh and 2.
The interesting thing about Logan Gilbert for me is he understands how to get through lineups the 2nd and 3rd time. He's got 5 or 6 different pitches. He'll only throw the top 3, which is his fastball, his slider, and his split, usually the first time through. And then he'll introduce the other pitches as the game goes on.
Let's check out his arsenal. Statcast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, he's got the big 3, the fastball, the slider, and the split. And they're very good. But then he'll mix in a sweeper, a changeup, and a cutter once in a while. See the good velocity, 96.1. It plays about 98.3 with the extension.
14th overall pick by Seattle, 2018 draft. He was an all-star in 24. We told you about his starts. He's consistent. He's reliable. But it's hard to win when your team doesn't score. swing and a miss. Rice down on strikes.
Yeah, sometimes his slider and his split look similar because the bottom falls out of it. His slider is straight down. It has no sweep to it, and it's really tough on left-handed hitters because they like the ball low in the zone, but it usually goes below the zone and they swing and miss.
So here's Spencer Jones. Had a big night last night. He's been really good with runners in scoring position. 7 for 22 in those spots. It was kind of funny after the game yesterday, Joe. He was explaining, some of his success, with being called up again. He said, "I'm just a chill bird, and I can't really, get stressed out about things. I need to be a chill bird." And when Boone was asked about it today, he said, "I thought he put it very well. He's a chill bird."
So that's a bird just sitting in the tree, or a bird on a wire, just chilling.
He's from California, chill bird.
Don't know I've ever heard that term.
I had never heard it until I saw it come out of his mouth.
Well, it's a chill big bird is what it is.
He's a big
6'7".
Served to left field. Rosarena reaches up to make the play, backpedaled quickly, and then hauled it in for the final out. We'll go to the second.
From California, a little San Diego dialect, and then also the way I communicate to my friends, just calling yourself chill bird. I don't know. I'm chill bird.
Well, Michael and Joe, there it is, chill bird, and the explanation for Spencer Jones. And I've learned that he has a lot of sayings, because I was asking him more about laying back, letting the game come to him, and his two-strike approach. And he said, "That's the greatest mystery of my life right now." Why he's better with 2 strikes, he says, "Sometimes I'm just too aggressive earlier in the count. I need to remind myself that my mind goes into emergency mode." And then he starts fouling pitches off, working at bats. And he said it's the greatest mystery of his life. So Spencer Jones coming up with different lingo for us to use.
Emmanuel, I get the sense that you're a bit of a chill bird.
I see that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, he's very chill. He has that nice deep voice, very chill bird.
Always got those fancy suits.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Am I big chill bird or just chill bird?
Well, you're tall, so I'd say you're a big chill bird.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit more of a tall, thin, chill bird, but I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment.
It's meant that way, my friend.
Oh, I appreciate that, Michael. You know that.
Now, what I don't understand, Joe, is it's a mystery to Spencer Jones. Well, a 2-strike approach should be different.
Yeah.
Ground ball to first. Garcia will take it himself to retire Naylor.
You should cut down on your swing, and with his power, just finding a way to put the ball in play, there's a lot of chance to be damaged, because maybe they won't be home runs, but they got a chance to be doubles in the gap because he hits the ball so hard.
Hey, guys, I think he was saying mystery in the sense that now everybody's asking him about it, and he had to remind himself mid-at-bat, like, wow, I'm too aggressive early in the count. Now everyone's calling him a 2-strike hitter, so I think the mystery isn't how much of a topic it's become.
I guess I understand now.
But I think it's become a topic because people want to see him have success.
Right.
Because they know how much he can help the Yankees for many years to come.
And he also has really good power the other way. He doesn't have to hit the ball in the seats. I mean, he does have 18 runs batted in limited plate appearances.
He has been productive when runners, as you talked about, have been in scoring position. And he has to remember that he's in scoring position when he comes to the plate. There's a lot of guys that aren't like that, but he is.
Chop slowly. Cutting in front is Lombard. Smart play because Jazz was kind of slow playing it, and Lombard made sure to cut in front and make the play.
So I'm sure there'll be a little discussion about this, and if I'm Jazz Chisholm, I appreciate the aggressiveness, but I'm going to joke with him about being a ball hog. You ball hog? I could have made that play.
Also funny on that play, he cuts in front. I'm not sure if we'll see it on this replay on the super shot, but Jazz continues as if he caught the ball and follows through.
Yeah.
Wilson takes upstairs.
They're laughing about it. I mean, you want your shortstop to be very, very aggressive and go get everything that he can, and that's exactly what he did.
Back goes one way, swing and a miss.
Yeah, you should have, what is 15 seconds in between pitches, basically?
Right.
You should have 15 seconds. You should have to run and get your bat and get back in the box by the time that 15 seconds is up. It's an outstanding changeup. Out in front, extension, and the bat toss.
Did you ever let go of the bat?
No.
Yeah, O'Neill said he never let go of the bat either. One, two. I'm sorry, that was 1-1. Now it's 1-2.
There's a lot of things that good hitters did that I never did. Like I never hit balls off my feet, my shins.
But you know what? You have 3 World Series rings as a player. Did enough. And 1 as a manager.
I was smart. I got around a lot of good players. Surround yourself with good people and good things will happen.
That's what I'd bank on.
Yeah. Had great coaches on my staff.
Driven out to left field and deep. Going back is Jones on the track at the wall. See ya. A home run for Weston Wilson. Just the second home run allowed by Fried all year. It's 1-0 Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to take the blame for that because I brought it up in how the Mariners score 51% of the runs via the home run. Weston Wilson actually did a pretty good job with the Phillies and was productive. Went to Baltimore to start the year, struggled. Picked up by Seattle, and he hits a home run here. He's always been pretty good against left-handers. Just a cutter that he's trying to get in, and he leaves it out over the plate, and those are the ones that get hit.
I've learned that from you, Joe.
Yeah.
My slug usually is connected to a bad cutter.
Yes, it is. Speeds the bat up. Allows the hitter to pull. And the thing about Max is he doesn't give up a lot of pull balls in the air.
Grounded to Lombard. Pereira is retired, and that'll do it. But the Mariners get on the board with that swing. Weston Wilson's 4th home run of the year, settling into the seats and left. It's 1-0 Seattle. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Jay Buhner's 62nd birthday today. Made for one of the great lines in Seinfeld history. How'd you trade Jay Buhner?
Catcher's challenging the pitch.
So that's ball 2. And it's going to be challenged by Pereira. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And he was right.
It's a strike.
You know, since July 9th, the Yankees have 18 wins. 11 of them have been comeback wins. They had one last night. Only the Cubs and the Red Sox have more in that time at 12. So would you say they got them right where they want them?
Maybe. Garcia hits one deep to left center. On the run, Rosarena. He got the plate off the wall. Garcia's been kind of a doubles machine and picks up a leadoff double here in the 7th.
Shows you the power that he has the other way, even though most of his home runs are pulled. Just a good fastball down in the zone, kind of the one that he took that was challenged, and he just drives it the other way. You see how deep he hits that in his stance. It allows him to have power and stay behind it. Thought he might have a chance for a triple as it bounced away from a Rosarina, but probably a good decision with nobody out, and he gets great extension.
So here is George Lombard Jr., the 21-year-old, batting 5th in the Yankee order. You know, Boone was asked about that in his pregame press conference, and he said, you guys are trying to make something out of the fact he's batting 5th. He said, I'm obsessed with trying to balance the lineup. That's just the way it comes out, that he's going to bat 5th. But still, a 21-year-old in his 8th big league game is batting 5th in the Yankee lineup. That's a lot.
Yeah, and he's got a tough challenge with Logan Gilbert here, is he's going to try to move the runner, and I think that was his approach right there. The first pitch was a slider he took because he was probably out in front of it. It's just underneath that. He's hit in 6 of 7 games so far in his career.
Couple more hits last night, hitting .320 in the early going. On base percentage of .393.
And he's got a real good idea of what the strike zone is. I still can't get over the 2 pitches that he challenged on Chris Sale to walk that day. The fastball down and in, similar to that one. And it was 2 pitches in a row he challenged.
Joe, I know he hasn't been up for that long, but from what you've seen, can you envision him one day leading off?
Yes. Because of how long his at-bats are, I think he's going to be an on-base guy. He's not going to strike out a ton. He's going to walk. And he sprays the ball around the field. I mean, we've seen line drives over the second baseman's head. We've seen him pull balls in the seats. And he's always under control and balanced as a hitter. Very seldom do you see him really get out on his front foot. He has great balance at the plate.
Popped up on the right side. Naylor in foul territory toward the stands, makes the play, and then fires to third to keep Garcia at second.
But even that tells me he has the right approach as he's going to right field. And he's not trying to pull something in the seats and overswing. He didn't get the job done, but I think the plan and the approach was really good.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. One and 0. One.
Jazz 2 for 6 in the series. You know, Aaron's talked about him having another hot streak. He was pretty good in the month of May, but June and July, somewhat of a struggle. He's a guy that can carry a team for a week or two if he gets hot.
2-1. And Gilbert deals. 2-2. You know, one thing that you've noticed with Jazz, he's pulling a lot of balls foul. He's a little bit too quick. Yesterday, watching the game, I think he hit 5 balls into the second deck foul. Just a little too anxious. And a lot of swing and miss as well. Chisholm down on strikes. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan? Well, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. Go to MLB.com/journey-to-30-sweeps.
So one person is going to get to see 30 ballparks on MLB.
Yep.
So I assume that's happening next year.
Yes. It's Caballero. So they play Caballero in right today. Spencer Jones moves to left. Elliot Ramos has struggled since coming over in the trade. He's 2 for 24, so they give him a little bit of a day off. Might see him later.
I like that. And here's why. I think it's like the start of a season. Half your guys get off to a good start. The other half do not. Garcia has actually been pretty good. Ramos has struggled. Give him a day just to slow things down and to reflect a little bit on what he is doing. I mean, Taylor Ward was traded from Baltimore to Seattle. He has really struggled too. And he's not in the lineup against the lefty today.
And also, the Yankees are in a stretch right now of about 2 weeks where they're only going to see righty starters. You've got to keep Caballero fresh, too. And that one is looped toward the shortstop right there. As Rivas, he puts it away. And the leadoff double is wasted. It's 1-0 Seattle. Get your game.
Should have spotlighted you and Charlie the other day.
Yeah, we were here last night.
Yeah.
Good time. We go to the third. Rivas, the number 9 batter, leads off. Pitches outside from Fried. Fried served up a home run to Weston Wilson with 2 outs in the second. That's the only run on the board. Seattle's 1-4 against the Yankees this year. Mentioned they're 4 games out of a wild card, 5.5 out of first place. Backhanded there by McMahon. Sets and fires. Got him.
Oh, that's a really good play, and that's exactly why he's in there. You talked about it in the pregame, but Ryan's in when Max pitches, and this is why. The arm strength, the no panic, the accurate throw. You're going to see a lot of ground balls on that left side, and that's why he's always at third base, whether it's a lefty or a righty pitching.
There's a Rosarena. One 1-0. Usually they sit McMahon down against lefties, but I'm convinced that if Randy Johnson came out of retirement and Max Fried was on the mound for the Yankees, Ryan McMahon would play third.
I agree.
Two 2-0 on a Rosarena. Struck out looking in the first. Oh, strike.
Would you have called your own pitches, Mike? See Max doing it.
Grounded up the middle and through for base hit. Joe, I'm not sure, because I think I would be all about wanting to execute on the mound, not having to think too much. I'd be like Andy Pettit.
Yeah.
But if I didn't like the pitches that were called, then I would take over. I'd have to have a catcher I really trusted. I'd let you call the pitches.
Thank you.
Wells was like that too, right? Wells wanted to just get the ball and throw it.
There's a lot of pitchers like that.
That one is punched into right field, the base hit for Rodriguez. So successive singles, first and second, 1 man out. And that'll bring up Canzone.
Yeah, Max is going to have to pay some attention to Randy Rosarena now that he's at second base. And this looks like a cutter. He jams him. He does his job, but it's up, and he's able to loop it over the second baseman's head for a single. Rosarena has 20 stolen bases, and you got to make sure you pay enough attention to him that he doesn't take off.
So Fried's allowed 3 hits, a home run and 2 singles. He walked Canzone in the first inning. So first and second, 1 out in the third. Oh, 0-1.
Yeah, he walked him because he couldn't find the feel for the 2 sweepers he threw, and went from 1-2 to 3-2 and ended up walking him. And there's not a ton of lefties in the lineup, so that pitch is not as prevalent.
1-1. Two and one. Now, if you listen to the crowd, there's kind of a low hum. So I would say that Spencer Jones would feel this is a Chilburn crowd. Right?
Well, you could tie everything together, can't you?
It's very, very mellow at this point. 2-2.
One of the things that you see is Max trying to attack Ken's zone with a lot of sinkers in. He's actually had more success off of lefty breaking balls this year, 286 compared to fastballs, only 240. And he's thrown him a number of sinkers in. He might be able to freeze him with a four-seamer away.
Two. You got it. The sinker, but a fastball on the outside corner, 2-away.
Yeah, and that's a devastating pitch because a lot of the hitters think it's going to be a cutter and it's going to break off the plate, and then it has that little bit of run back. They give up on it, and by the time they realize it's going to be a strike, it's too late. That's the effects of tunneling.
Here's Cal Raleigh, switch hitter batting from the right side against Max Fried. First and second, now 2 outs. Raleigh, the DH today, batting cleanup. And a strike.
And watching Cal for the last couple weeks, I've noticed that he's had better swings at breaking ball than changeups. Even though he's hitting about the same, and both of them around 140, he seems to recognize the breaking ball a little bit better. But not that. Max Fried just said, "Who's breaking ball? Not my breaking ball." It's an outstanding curveball.
When he spoke after Tuesday's loss, he said, "It starts with me. I'm awful. It is what it is. I have to find a way to be better and help the guys along. We just have to play better ultimately. We are playing very bad baseball in every facet of the game." Brutal honesty. Popped up, backing up is Lombard Jr. He makes the play, and Fried works into and out of trouble as Seattle strands 2. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Yankees order. McMahon, Sanchez, and back to the top, Grisham. Logan Gilbert has a 1-0 lead on the Wilson home run. And a strike. So Gilbert's going to be a free agent after next season. Seattle looked into extensions with Gilbert and Brian Wu, but neither of those talks progressed very far.
You would say that this club is built around that starting pitching too. So for them to continue to have success, it's hard to replace two guys like that, you know, through the draft, that you know that you're going to have really, really good pitchers.
And they've got such depth in their starting pitching that they traded Luis Castillo, and they also got rid of that contract. So that could go a long way towards at least signing one of them.
Correct. I want to know what the University of Stetson's doing. The 3 aces that they've had there: Corey Kluber, Logan Gilbert, and Jacob deGrom.
And Jacob deGrom, the Hatters.
They always have an ace.
At Stetson, DeGrom was a hitter first.
No, he made the right decision. I think he would have had a lot more frustration as a hitter than he has as a pitcher.
1-2.
Except he never did get a lot of run support with the Mets. Probably some frustration to that.
He's the king of the 1-0, 2-1 games. Check out the league leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. This season in the American League, 10th in ERA, 6th in innings, 3rd in opponents on base percentage, and 5th in strikeout to walk ratio. Good battle there with McMahon.
I would say that that would be a pretty telling stat for how pitchers do the strikeout to walk ratio. Because obviously, if you have high strikeout totals, you usually have really good stuff. And if you have low walk, you really have good command. So how are you going to put the ball in play off him?
Fly ball left field. Rosarena as they retire McMahon. 8-pitch at bat. And that brings up Sanchez. Now Logan Gilbert, when he pitches, goes by the name of Walter.
Explain.
He's a different guy when he pitches, so this alter ego is named Walter. Line drive, it's a base hit against Walter. As Canzone will get it in, and Sanchez with a 1-out single. Well, J.P. Crawford said that Gilbert's a cold-blooded killer when he gets out on the mound. That's why his name is Walter. It's just a scary name.
I thought Walter was a fish that they couldn't catch on Golden Pond.
Well, then you can also say
crafty.
You know, Walter White is not a really good person.
No. I don't know a lot about killers, so
that's a good thing, Joe. Here's Trent Grisham, runner on first. 0-1.
Pretty impressive by Ali Sanchez, who hasn't had a start since August 1st, to come out and get a hit off of Walter.
The first guys who ever called him Walter happened to be in Stetson, and it stuck.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the Chillbird.
Yeah. He might have given himself a nickname yesterday with that interview.
Yeah.
Chillbird Jones. 1-1. Ripped. It's a base hit down the right field line. Sanchez round second. He's going to go to third. Going to second is Grisham. And he's in there with a double. Stopping at third is Sanchez.
Well, the hot hitting continues for Trent Grisham, who's pulling the ball with authority the last 5 or 6 days. He's had multiple hits in 3 games before today. He's hit home runs, doubles. I mean, he is hitting the ball hard, and it's going from right center to the right field line. That means that his bat angle is the bat angle that he wants. See him having to run hard here. Canzone had a couple assists yesterday. That slide, you know, we talk about not sliding head first, but sometimes you pop up, you come off, and he might be out.
And they're going to now challenge. The manager's challenge, brought to you by Mazda. That little pop-up, he's out. Yeah, well, watch this. So he pops up, he's off the bag, and the glove remains on his backside.
Does he get his foot down in time? Maybe? Maybe no.
No.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Seattle retains their challenge.
That's tough. That is tough.
So we brought up the point about Dominguez, who kept sliding over the bag and not being able to hold the bag head first. there's another problem. When you slide too hard, you can't hold the ball, the bag when your feet first. You have to pop up. So he ends up with a single and 9-6. To me, that's a double and almost like a pickoff.
So Ben Rice, big out for Logan Gilbert.
And it just changes the complexion of the whole inning.
Oh,
it's an epidemic on how late people slide. But the other day we also talked about Lombard Jr., who kind of stuck and seemed like he slid too early. There's a happy medium.
Well, we have a sport that's built on home runs, Joe. So I'm wondering, how much do teams practice sliding in spring training?
It's so hard to practice sliding, because if you do it the right way, you have to do it on dirt with a base.
Right.
And, you know, getting on those sliding pads, the only thing that really helps is maybe your hands. It doesn't tell you when to slide. The bag gives when you hit it on the sliding pads. It's the only way you can do it is to go out in the dirt. You don't want guys to get hurt. You're going to see he slides late. He slides really hard. And it's a really good job by Rivas to keep the tag on him, because base runners pop up.
Ground ball, second base, Donovan. And that play at second base was very, very big. Yankees strand one. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard as we go to the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Seattle on the Weston Wilson home run in the second against Max Fried. It'll be Naylor, Donovan, and Wilson. Couldn't hold up.
Yeah, a little surprised that he swung at that, because to me, he's usually really aggressive on balls up in the zone, not down in the zone.
You know what's amazing about Naylor, Joe? He's one of the slowest players in baseball, and he has 23 stolen bases. This is after having 30 last year. And Dan Wilson, the manager, said it's his ability to get a jump. It's remarkable.
I mean, he's like in the bottom 5% when it comes to sprint speed. He stole third base 8 times last year.
That one is looped right side, and it's a foul ball. They say foul ball. From up here, it looked fair. But the first base umpire, Jordan Baker, was closer than we are.
Yeah, it looked like it hit on the chalk. I guess it's paint these days.
Oh, it was foul. Good job.
Seattle is challenging the foul call.
Wow. So Seattle, another manager's challenge, brought to you by Mazda. What do they see in there, Joe?
Well, there's a little. Do you see the little, white that came up? As it hits the ground, you see a little something white come up. Can't see it on that angle. We could see it on the angle before. And I'm sure that's what their replay person saw. Watch here. Watch the white come up. Just a little bit.
I think that's foul.
Well, I hope you're right. So looking up Josh Naylor's sprint speed, he is in the bottom 4% in baseball.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
And Dan Wilson said a lot of his stolen bases, they don't even draw a throw.
No.
That looks foul to me.
After review, the call on the field stands. It is a foul ball. Seattle will lose their challenge.
So 0-2 now on Naylor.
he has really struggled with his breaking ball to left-handed hitters. I mean, we've seen a number of times that sweeper, that's where it's ending up. And he'll talk about the tilt on his shoulders, that his front shoulder's tilted up, and he'll talk about spinning out a little bit when he hits on the ground.
Naylor started last season with Arizona, traded in July to the Mariners, and he really did a great job for them. 299, 831 OPS. He's a free agent last winter, signed right away with Seattle, 5 years, $92.5 million.
And he's had a wrist issue. He didn't play on Monday because of his wrist was bothering, but he went 43 games between home runs before, and he hit 2 on Saturday. So he hasn't had the power numbers that he's had in the past either.
Hit sharply in a base hit. So now we'll see a guy with a great move and a guy who steals bases. Who's going to win out?
Well, he's going to have to guess right. He's trying to, looks like he's trying to throw him a cutter away, and he doesn't get it far enough away and up. And he's a good high ball hitter. But he would have to go on first movement. And Max has that hesitation. I don't see there's any way that he should be going. Watch him go first pitch.
That one gets away. Scrambling after it is Sanchez. Naylor stays put.
I mean, he still doesn't even have his pad on his hand yet. Yeah, this is the windshield wiper, as Roger Clemens would call it. He'd get mad when you do that on a pitch that he thought should be a strike. Alley does a good job of recovering. He's still putting his hand pad on.
Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. And the stretch. He keeps his foot on the bag. There's 2.
Yeah, it looked like Garcia does a really good job. This is a good turn by Jazz. He knows he's got time. You see the arm straight to Lombard, adjusting his feet just a little bit right before the throw, moving a little bit down towards the first, towards home plate, so he could stretch and get that ball.
Garcia has really flashed the leather at first base. Much better than advertised.
That doesn't surprise me, because I know he was rated a below average second baseman, and he also played shortstop in his career. But if you're a middle infielder and you're moving to first, I would expect that you'd be pretty darn good, because you wouldn't have been at second or short if they didn't think you could play those positions.
2-0 on Wilson. Wilson's the offense in this game with that home run to left field in the second inning. There's a strike. Orioles DFA'd Weston Wilson in June, and he landed with Seattle. Three-1. 3-2. Still full. Now, there's one game on the West Coast tonight, Texas and Anaheim. But there's only one night game, and that's the Field of Dreams game. As the Phillies will play the Twins. Everything else in the afternoon, and then that one West Coast game. All eyes on the cornfield as Wilson skies out into Grisham. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Up and boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. 3-4 in the order. Spencer Jones plus 600. Garcia plus 550. Gilbert deals. Swing and a miss.
I want you to do me a favor. You're not working with Paul for a while. Right. You have Coney in Seattle or Toronto and Baltimore. Don't mention it anymore. And then mention it when Paul comes back the first day. I can just hear what he would say. I can't say it on the air, but
what are you talking about? It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon, but since the first pitch, the lights are on here in the stadium. I mean, there's some clouds, but
you know why the lights are on?
No.
I'm going to tell you. This is, I told you I'm a theory guy.
Okay.
All right. Day games, Max Fried has a 6.20. Night games, he has a 1.77. So they're making him feel like it's a night game.
So they're trying to deke him into.
That's right.
Interesting. Now, when you had stats like that at your disposal when you managed, would you try to maneuver that your pitcher could pitch at night if it was maneuverable?
It would have to be a lot more than 4.
Right.
But, yeah, you looked at all stats, and if there was like a good number of stats that told you that he's better here than there, of course.
Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes.
I mean, I can tell you that the one year, and this is the good split, that might even been a changeup. His changeup and his split can look a lot alike. The one year Sonny Gray had such drastic stats home and road, we tried to set it up that second half he'd pitch on the road more.
So Brian Wu should never pitch on the road.
No. He's got 2 starts on the road this trip.
Ground ball. Squeezes through for base hit. So Garcia's 2 for 2.
Yeah, now 4 for 10 in this series. Run scored. I mean, he's adjusted pretty well here, and you see the circle change. And you see the movement. I actually think the movement on his change is better than the split a lot of times. The plus depth that it has, but he finds a way to sneak it through that hole, doesn't he?
So here is George Lombard Jr. Fouled out to first in the second. Now I wonder, the Tigers are playing the Guardians in Detroit. They lead 2-0, top of the 7th. George Lombard Sr. is a bench coach. You think he's getting updates?
Absolutely. He knows that his son was coming up this inning, and there'll be someone running out of the clubhouse shortly. I mean, I would do it. And I was managing the game. I mean, I think that you can have that on your mind, because the love is so deep, and he's curious how his son's doing. Detroit's doing well today.
We're doing well of late.
And they're ahead of us, so I'm not sure if Detroit is traveling today, but I would think if they were traveling today, they might take a little bit longer to make sure they could see how this game finished.
Well, maybe, Senior has an iPad. Watch it on the plane. Skied into right field. Canzone makes the play. I do wonder, though, what happens if the Tigers play the Yankees? I mean, it's going to happen. You're the bench coach and your son, you got to try to get him out.
I accused Tony Pena of telling his son little secrets when his son was with the Mets.
Right.
In spring training, and I was managing a game. I said, you tell him what's coming. He just got a base hit. And he was laughing.
I guess blood is thicker than paycheck.
Blood is thicker than everything.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. There's a strike. That was an immediate touch of the helmet by Jazz, but I don't think he was challenging, but I don't think he liked that call either.
It was on the side of his helmet.
Yeah. Kind of the okey-doke.
I think he wanted to challenge.
0-2. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0. Each team with 4 hits. The Weston Wilson home run, the only run on the board. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Chisholm for the second time this afternoon. Yankees strand 1, we go to the 5th. Official airline of the New York Yankees keep climbing. We start the 5th inning. Johnny Pereda leading off against Max Fried, 1-0 Seattle. And he drops a breaking ball in there for a strike. 69 miles an hour.
Do drop in right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Pereda was up earlier in the year when Cal Raleigh was hurt and then got sent back down. Mitch Garver was really their backup, but they released Mitch. And his last 10 games, he's actually 12 for 40, but that dates back to May.
And now Mitch is in the Yankee minor league system.
Yeah.
That one's looped into center field. That's a base hit for Pereda. Makes a big turn. He'll stop right there. Time for today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Carlos Rodon will make his second rehab start tonight in Somerset. He's been on the IL since June 30th with left elbow inflammation. Be interesting to see how they handle that. If all goes well, his pitch count is nowhere near a major league starter's pitch count, but neither was Fried's, and they kind of stretched them out up here.
Yeah, I think Fried was a little bit more out of necessity than Rodon would be, but Carlos is expected to throw how many pitches tonight? 60 or so?
Think so. 50 or 60.
You could piggyback him up here with Will Warren.
Of Warren and Weathers, whose stuff, Joe, do you think translates better to the bullpen?
Well, I think they both translate, because I think that Will Warren is really tough on righties, and I think that Weathers is tough on lefties and righties. He's probably got a better breaking ball than Warren, but I think they both can translate. I think the Yankees bullpen could get really deep. I think the curious thing is when everyone gets back, what happens and how are they, and will they have enough time to figure out how they're going to use the pieces with the pitching staff? Because you got Clark Schmidt coming too.
Missed the bunt, 2-2, and you do wonder. We know that Weathers throws hard when he throws the four-seamer. How much harder do you throw when you don't have to go through the order a second time, and you know you're in there only for an inning? Same thing with Warren. Was Warren jump from 94 to 97? Does Weathers jump from 96, 97 to 99?
Yeah, I would bet more on Weathers jumping because we've seen it there. But I think will jump a little bit.
We get word that Rodon will be 60 to 70 in Somerset. So 2-2 on the shortstop Rivas. Grabbed there by Lombard. There's one, and there's two. Now, by the way, tonight on Yes, you can watch Carlos Rodon make a rehab start for the Somerset Patriots as he works his way back to the Bombers rotation. Catch all the action of Somerset versus New Hampshire tonight at 6:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Here's a Rosarena, 1 for 2.
That's the difference between a pitcher and a position player. A position player can go get at bats on the trajectory. A pitcher has to go throw to somebody. I mean, you can do it here and bring up minor leaguers to face him, but it's much different pitchers rehab than position players now.
Two 2-0 on a Rosarena.
There's Mr. Traject Machine right there.
So I'm on the field running the bases yesterday, so Yankees are hoping he's getting close. Same thing with Bellinger. He's been out since the last week of April. 2 separate calf injuries. Same calf, but 2 separate injuries.
Yeah, Michael Aaron Boone, no update on that today, but said Sten came out of a couple of days ago really well and feeling good after running the bases. Bellinger the same. He's about 90% where he should be, but no update on next step or any rehab assignment for either of those guys.
And everybody asks about Judge. The rib has to be completely healed before you go into, overdrive on rehabbing. Foul back.
And I think for Cody, you would rather be on the safe side, making sure that that hamstring's 100%. Because a lot of times when you're rehabbing and you re-injure something, they usually take twice as long to heal. And that's not, you don't want that with Cody, because then you're jeopardizing October.
3-2 on a Rosarena. 80 pitches for Fried. 2 outs into the 5th. Yankees have 3 games this weekend in Toronto, then another off day, Monday in Baltimore, and then 3 games against the Orioles before they come back home. And there's a walk to Randy Rosarena.
Yeah, he's been really consistent in his at-bats all year. He does not chase a lot. Probably been their best player this year, and he's on again. And this is like Mr. August and September, Julio Rodriguez. It's amazing the numbers that he puts up in August and September compared to the first 4 months.
Joe, you see that with a lot of players, and it would drive me nuts. For this reason, you could lose a playoff spot by having a bad first 2 months as a team. And if one of your best players just historically doesn't do well in the first 2 months, I don't care where the numbers end up, the first 2 months might bury you.
Yeah, and it's not like his numbers are horrible. They're just not like he's elite over 1,000 OPS in the months of August and September. I mean, it's Hall of Fame stuff that he's putting up.
Almost had a Rosarena leaning. The way he made that move back, you could almost hear him go, uh-oh.
And he's not even like trying to go the other way. I mean, he's almost got a one-way lead and still gets picked up.
Yeah, that close.
I mean, in the months of March through July, he's 257 and 741 OPS. I mean,
again, not awful.
No.
But not elite.
Not elite like he is in August. It just takes him a little while to get warmed up.
I mean, the numbers August to October are really extraordinary. But you'll have to explain the the diminishing numbers in center. This is one of the great center fielders I've seen.
Yes, I don't know what is going on. The last 4 years, he's almost averaged plus 10 outs above average, and this year he's -2. I don't know. I mean, he did have the concussion,
right?
But that was more recent, and sometimes you get a little fearful of the wall. That's how he got his running into the wall.
Mariners have him locked up long term. He's a star. Building around him. 1-2 count. Runner on first, 2 outs. Now he's made his 2 throws over. Little bit of an advantage shifts to a Rosarena, but not much.
I would go first move. And if you get thrown out, Julio gets a fresh count to start the next inning. I would just go.
And that time he was quick to the plate.
Yes. I mean, he's smart. He really knows how to hold runners on. He changed his cadence and was really quick to home, and he could have went first move, and he's out if Alley makes any kind of throw.
So they're not going to hold him here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Garcia shadowing him behind, but not on the bag.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get too big of a lead where he can score on any double.
Well, possibly a single. There he goes. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. J-Rod down on strikes. Halfway through, it's 1-0 Seattle. Today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Jose Caballero to hit 1 or more home runs, plus 800. Bottom third of the Yankee order, Caballero, McMahon, and Sanchez. Seattle has 5 hits. Yankees have 4. Seattle leads 1-0. Tipped into the glove of Pareda.
You know, one thing I find really interesting about you, just one of many. You've been broadcasting how many years?
This is my 35th.
All right, your 35th year.
Bunted. Did he get hit in fair territory? If so, he's out. I'm not saying no.
So every day you were looking for something, and we're going to see this bunt where it hits him while he's in the box, so he's not out. If he's in front of that white line, he is out. You were looking for something in your bag, whether it's your AirPods, your pass, your MLB pass, a bar. Do you ever just put things in the same spot all the time?
Yeah, there are some things in the same spot. But there are other things I need.
Not the things that you go after every day?
You know, I don't have enough pocket room in the bag.
Time for a new bag.
Could be. Left field coming on a Rosarena. Well, that bag holds some special meaning to me, Joe.
Okay, and what?
The year that Carlos Beltran worked with us, right? He was doing a game up here, and he came up and he lined up 8 different leather briefcases. And he said, everybody take one. I said, why? He goes, because you're my teammates. I give to my teammates.
Well, that's really nice.
Yeah. So I took 3 and sold 2 of them, and I kept the 1.
Were they all the same?
There were different styles, but I mean, they were essentially the same. But I mean, it was an act of generosity that you just looked at him and go, wow, I could never be that kind to anybody.
I disagree with that. You know, some of the things that I've learned about being around with you in the booth is you're a little bit like a lion. You like to roar a little bit, but you're really kind of nice and gentle at times.
You think so?
Yeah. She liked to roar.
I've got to roar more. The 2-0. Fly ball center field. Rodriguez puts it away. Let's take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay on Logan Gilbert.
Well, his stuff has been outstanding today, and he does it basically with 3 pitches, a 4-seamer that he uses up and down in the zone, a really, really good slider, and a good split. You see the slider, the jab. You're going to see the split, the Spencer, and there's another slider. He's just got stuff, and he can pitch at both levels. He can pitch up with that 4-seamer that gets up to 99 and down with his slider and his split.
Ground ball. And that'll do it. As the Yankees go down in order, and we'll go to the 6th. Bregman, first career 3-home run game last night against the Nats. How about the Padres? They added at the trade deadline, didn't trade any of their relievers. They have a 5-game winning streak. Now they are in possession of the 2nd wild card spot in the National League. And the Blue Jays, 10-4 record last 14 games. Yankees, we'll see them starting tomorrow. And they're just a game and a half out of the final wild card spot. Wild and crazy, and they just handed the Red Sox 3 straight losses.
What's crazy is everyone's around 500. There's parity in the game, and you can go from like being 4th or 5th to minus 5 games wild card to being right back there. And here's our bullpen budget. You look at it, you wouldn't think that we'd have Brent Hedrick.
And probably Tim Hill as well.
And
the bullpen budget, Joe, is brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. So Yarbrough, first out of the pen, 88 pitches for Fried over 5 innings. And I think that, or this inning, was sacrificed by walking a Rosarena.
yeah, probably.
Because then a longer at bat by J-Rod, and you go from 81 pitches to 88, and then he's probably figuring, okay, he's not going to have a 10-pitch inning, and I don't want to push him to 110. So that's how the decision is made.
And his high watermark since he's come off the IL was 90 pitches. He was at 88. Maybe they just felt with the day game, the heat, that he was done. You got a lefty up, and you bring in Yarbrough and try to get him through a little bit here.
I said earlier there was one West Coast game tonight. I left that one, which is a pretty good series. Milwaukee at the Dodgers. But there is only that one Field of Dreams game. That one is lying right at McMahon to retire Canzone. Looked like it got to him a little bit quicker than he thought. Handcuffed him.
Well, sometimes the day games, there's a lot of fans in the front rows that wear white shirts, and you don't pick the ball up right away. You know, in the night games, it doesn't matter. But those day games, sometimes it's hard for those infielders to pick up the ball.
Here's Cal Raleigh. You know, what we saw in that first swing, Joe, is what he talked about Tuesday night. He said there's just a lot of off-balance swings. Late to the heater and early on the off-speed.
Yeah, they're getting in on him. They're also getting him up in the zone where he's under the ball, and then he's out in front of all the changeups. And it's just timing, and this is just a perfect changeup executed. You see him out in front of it. He runs out of bat. There, he's out in front again.
So before last season, Joe, he signed a 6-year, $105 million extension. And after he hit 60 home runs, people were saying, wow, that wasn't smart. Probably cost himself a lot of money. Well, now he's hitting 160. Doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks like a pretty good deal. And the year before, in 24, he did have 34 homers and 100 RBIs. He only hit 220.
And he's down looking, and it's going to be challenged by
Batter's challenge is strike ball.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And it's a strike.
It's a strike. Seattle has one challenge remaining.
He must be so frustrated.
I mean, how can you know, from one year to the next, being on top of the world to being in the biggest struggle you've ever been in your life, probably as a ball player. I can't imagine the difference in feelings. You know, you brought up the Dodgers and Milwaukee playing, and it must be a 4-game series.
Pitcher's challenge in the ball call.
Now it's going to be challenged by Sanchez. ABS by T-Mobile.
Pitches the ball. New York has one challenge remaining.
Milwaukee has the best record in the National League at 74 and 57. The Dodgers and Atlanta are both 73 and 48. So that second spot is really important because you get a series off in the playoffs. You get a bye.
Can you imagine, Joe, if the Dodgers have the third best record and with a $400 million payroll, they don't get a bye?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't get a bye last year, did they?
I know the year before.
They had Philly and
Milwaukee.
Maybe they did get a bye.
Yeah. 1-2 on Naylor. Swing and a miss. Strong hitting for Ryan Yarbrough. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Seattle. Good stuff. Bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0. And by the way, the Dodgers did not get a bye last year.
But they did not have home field advantage throughout. That's what I was thinking.
Right, and they didn't get a bye.
No.
So they did have to play the wild card round. And Joe, with tiebreakers and all that, they would be the third best record of the division winners. So they would play in the first round. And then you look in the American League, the White Sox are 10 games worse than the Dodgers, and they would get a bye.
10 games worse than the Yankees.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, on the excuse me, on the loss or the win column or whatever. Yankees would have a 5.5 game lead on the White Sox.
Now, winning divisions, obviously a big deal. In a perfect world, you know, the world where Joe Girardi is commissioner for a day.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get there.
Would you have the top 6 teams in the league seeded that way?
So, if the Yankees have a better division record against the Central than the White Sox, they would move ahead of the White Sox. Do you see what I'm saying? If a wild card team
with a better record
than the division winner has a better record in that division, and I know the Yankees don't play the Central as much as the White Sox.
Winning percentage.
Yes, they would become the higher seed because that's apples to apples to me.
Interesting.
I have too much time on my hands.
But you're educating us with that time.
Some people might call it that.
Top of the order, Grisham, Rice, and Jones. Right field. And that is going to be a foul ball. Hey fans, check out Yes's original docu-series, The Stadium, streaming anytime on the Gotham Sports app. It's a deep dive into the operations team and other support staff that help make Yankee Stadium one of the best fan experiences in baseball. And stay tuned for an all-new episode coming soon on Yes. It's amazing how many people make this place run.
Now, I always think about, too, like the pressure on the people that have to order like food and drink to be close to being right. You can't be under. You can't run out of things.
Right.
What an art that must be. I would not want that job.
The 2-2. 3-2. Gilbert wanted that one.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
And you know what? Paredes saw Gilbert's reaction, and then he's challenging. ABS by T-Mobile. And Gilbert was right, as Grisham's down on strikes.
The other thing that Logan Gilbert does is you see a lot of guys that pitch north and south. They use their fastball up most of the time. He actually pitches all over the zone with it. He'll pitch down a lot. He'll pitch like medium there, and he's probably trying to go up there. But he's not a guy that just fastballs up, off speed down. He does both.
There's Ben Rice.
And I'm sure Danny Wilson, the Seattle manager, would love to get him through the 7th inning, because the 7th inning has been real problematic for the Mariners so far in this series. 4 the first night they gave up, lost 4-1, and then they gave up 3 yesterday to go behind in the 7th.
So Gilbert going against the resume. Joe gave you this at the beginning. 8 starts against the Yankees, 6.80 ERA, 301 batting average against. But he's certainly shackled them in this afternoon game.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense. Those are numbers that don't make sense to me, because his stuff is outstanding. I mean, it's #1 stuff.
And there's ball 4. So Rice works his way on, and that's the first walk issued by Gilbert.
Well, walks per 9, he is the 8th best in the American League at 2.07. So this is not a guy that walks a lot of people. He's at 83 pitches. If you could put a couple more long at bats on him, you may be able to knock him out of this game after 6. But you got to have some long at bats, just like the one Ben Rice had.
Now let's bring up Spencer Jones, 0 for 2, fly ball to left and a strikeout. Batting 3rd in the order today. Rice held on at first by Naylor. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Seattle. Oh, and 1.
Two excellent splits there. The one for a strike, and then this one, I think it's a strike right till the end. Then it just dives below the zone. He's got plus depth on that, plus depth on his changeup, plus depth on his slider.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
And Paredes going to challenge that ball call. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. Paredes right.
Strike.
And Jones goes back to the bench with the strikeout.
Those are basically identical pitches to Grisham. Spencer Jones, that arm side run a little bit. It looks like it's going to be off the plate, and you can see how he receives it. It looks like his glove is off the plate, and it's probably why the umpire calls it a ball. Spencer Jones is like, man.
Tell you what, that overhead looked like that ball was off the plate, but the computer said no. Luis Garcia Jr. 1-0. Take a look at this, Joe.
So it's the middle of the plate that counts. That looks off to me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's directly overhead, but that looked off.
But it only has to be a stitch that catches it.
Mm-hmm.
I would think he would be very careful to Garcia here. He is the one guy that has had some success, and you see the pitch to Gilbert. I mean, it's a little bit more than a stitch. You have Lombard Jr. on deck. I know you'd put a guy in scoring position, but he has had really good at bats so far today.
1-2. Gary De Los Santos closed the game yesterday. Pitched the 9th inning. And Bizzardo up for Seattle. So a couple of runs in the 8th inning yesterday saved the Yankees from using Bednar.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, those are important runs. He did have to get up, though, in the 9th.
Now, how much does that count?
It just depends. I would have to see how much he threw. Like, for Mariano, it wouldn't have counted. Mariano, it's just a game of catch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how far Bednar got along. But I used to always wonder why, and it took me a while to figure out, pitchers, when they show somebody warming up, their hat's never on. It's because they're putting the speaker in their hat. That's what the bullpen coach is doing. I used to say, why? Put your hat on. You know, I used to say,
right.
Took me a while to figure that out.
But back when you managed, they didn't have the pitch comp.
No. And I would have loved it because I was always worried about what other teams were trying to do, whether it came from guys on second base, whether it came from coaches on the base paths, if they were relaying stuff. Certain places were more notorious for conspiracy theories than others, and you were always watching.
So there's really no wonder why you have gray hair.
No.
3-2, so that's going to release Rice at first. Naylor tells Gilbert, I'm going to play behind him.
And to me, you play behind when you have a pull hitter up if he's left-handed. If he's not a pull hitter, I'm keeping him on the bag, because I don't want him to get a bigger jump, which might allow him to score with the runner on second or on a double. See, he's putting the little speaker in his hat, getting it ready. Spire had a rough go of it yesterday.
He struggled. Rice goes. Swing and a miss. Got him on the splitter. Strikes out 3 in the inning. Walks 1. That 1 is stranded. We'll go to the 7th here in the Bronx. All right, so this is an 8. Games over 500. ERA of 4.39. 23 saves. With the Yankees in 85 and 86. Finished up with Seattle in 92.
See that number? 8?
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking. I got the.
Well, we'll give it a try. Second inning of work for Yarbrough. And he deals a strike to Brendan Donovan.
Looks like he's done to me.
Yeah, they're too happy if he's still.
Yes.
And a strike. 0-2.
You know, I love how our producer Troy down in the truck says, think, you know, I won't say what he tells me to think. You know, giving me a clue. He just confuses me. Well, that wasn't a clue. Give me a first name. Now that's a clue.
Fly ball center field. Well, Joe, you've been with us, what, in your second time around? 2 years.
Is this the third time?
Yeah, it is the third time. Troy's a saboteur.
Yeah, I mean, he just tries to make me feel like, you know,
Dumb.
what are you, clueless?
Yeah. Here's the offense in the game. Weston Wilson with that home run. It still holds up in the 7th. And a strike. Now the home run in the 2nd. We take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 104.1 off the bat. Traveled 396 feet.
Do you have it?
No, you can hear me thinking, right?
Yes.
I'm taking the clue he had, and it's not helping.
Because it wasn't a clue.
Sounds like a broken bat. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. And the pitch. Still 2-2. Another foul ball.
The bat's been pretty good today. Another tough at bat. A home run is first at bat. Fly out to center is second at bat.
So the 9th pitch will be upcoming. Yarbrough has retired 4 straight since coming in to start the 6th inning in relief of Max Fried. Really battling the Yankee lefty.
And he's mixed it up really well. He's went up, he's went in, he's thrown changeups down, he's thrown cutters. It's like a changeup grip right there.
Be the 11th pitch. If we did the pitch by pitch on the left side of the screen, CBS receipt. The discount, the whole deal. There we go. Unroll it, baby. Pitch 12 coming up. And he ends up winning the battle. And here comes Aaron Boone. So he signals for De Los Santos. Yarbrough leaves, 1 on, 1 out. 1 on, 1 out here in the 7th inning. 1-0 Seattle. Yankees go to the bullpen and call on Yuri De Los Santos.
Yeah, gave the Yankees an inning last night. Gave up a couple hits. Pretty good numbers. Sinker, changeup are his main pitches. Sinker should be able to get a double play ball.
Runner goes. The throw is high, and Wilson is safe. So a stolen base for Weston Wilson.
Yeah, he got a huge jump, and that looked like it was a hit and run, a planned hit and run, trying to stay out of the double play. But he got such a great jump, swung through, and there's really no chance for Ali Sanchez. I mean, he makes a pretty decent throw. It's a little high and up the line, but you want it up the line. You just want it lower so you can put the tag on. But he got it too high, and Jazz can't do it.
Oh, 2 on Pareda. Seattle looking for some insurance for the bullpen.
And it looks like it's Bastardo down there that's up. Bizardo.
Strike 3. Pareda down looking.
He was really looking for that sinker inside. You're going to see that front hip bail, and this ball's right down the middle, but because he was looking inside, he sped him up with some fastballs in. The hips are gone, and the swing is over with, and he takes it.
Those hips don't lie.
No, they don't. Those hips leave early, you're in trouble.
Cole Young going to pinch hit for Leo Rivas. And Sanchez goes out and gives a scatter report to De Los Santos. Seattle 5 hits, New York 4. 1-0 Seattle.
Changeup has been good to him. You want to use your four-seamer over sinker, and that's not something that De Los Santos does a lot. He does have a four-seamer, but the sinker is his bread and butter.
Missed outside, 1-0. This guy down the left field line, slicing, foul.
Hits that ball a long ways. I mean, for basically looked like he started running before he swung. Did it break the water bottle, Michael?
Might have.
No, I don't think it hit. I think.
No.
Yeah, you got a big glove.
Kids are older than mine, but those water bottles they're gold now. Gold.
Yeah,
you got
my kids love them. I don't ever use one.
I used to have a faucet. That's a ground ball, and that will do it. As the Mariners strand one here in the top of the 7th. At the end of 6.5, it's Seattle 1 and the Yankees nothing. But it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Navy Petty Officer Second Class Dave Barry from Cliffside Park, New Jersey, who served in Operation Enduring Freedom. The Yankees say thank you, Dave, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
All right, fans, it's stretch time, so please join in and
5 innings, just gave up that 1 run, and that run off the bat of Weston Wilson. Garcia with 2 of the Yankees' 4 hits. So Edward Blizzardo comes on.
Yeah, he's been victimized by the long ball the last 13 games. He's given up 6. He gave up 2 through the first 43 games. So, what's interesting to me is he's got a heavy sinker usage, but he doesn't get ground balls. And his sinker has movement down and side to side.
You see the changes for Seattle as they try to tighten up their defense. Donovan moves from second to third. Emerson comes into play short. Young stays in and plays second. That one is looped into shallow center. Backing up is Young. 1 down. And Paul Blackburn. Jose A. Ferrer, we saw him on Tuesday night, pitched well for 1 inning.
Mike, I like this matchup for Jazz. Guy that likes to throw his 2-seamer, usually down in the zone. I think Jazz is a pretty good low ball hitter. He likes velocity.
Ground ball first base. Naylor. 2 down. So an 0 for 3 day for Jazz. Here's Jose Caballero. 0 for 2 with a pop to short and fly ball to left. Inside, 1-0. Blizzardo, 6 big league season. 30 years old. Had a really good year last year. 2.52, 189 opponents average against. And started off great, but since the All-Star break, not so great.
He gets 2 quick outs, ends up going 3-0 on Caballero, a base stealer.
And you wonder they bring in Ferrer to face McMahon.
I think they would, and I would think that the Yankees might counter with Goldschmidt.
Or Rosario.
Yeah.
So a 4-pitch walk to Caballero, who has 28 stolen bases. So McMahon marches to the plate. Still no move by Dan Wilson. And a strike, so they stay righty against the lefty.
To me, I have a feeling they don't like Farrar to get up, in, and then have to go back out, because they didn't do it the other day.
And it might have cost them the game.
And to me, this says everything about bringing the left-hander, because you have a base stealer on. You have a short porch to right field. You have a guy that's been swinging the bat pretty good. A guy that's given up a number of home runs recently.
One and one. McMahon 3 for 9 in this series. Last 8 games, he's 8 for 25. 0 for 2 today.
Zardo is pretty quick to home. Paredes throws out 33%.
Big lead. And there he goes. The throw to second. Got him. Now they say safe. The ball was dropped. Emerson dropped the ball, so on the tag he got him, and then Emerson dropped the ball, so Caballero is safe.
Wow, that's a break for the Yankees to get him in scoring position. McMahon's in a decent count. He puts the tag on. He never really had the ball. Oh, here it comes out.
I don't think he knew that it came out.
No.
Two, 1. 3 and 1.
And when he catches this, it's probably too much in the pocket as it slides up near the end, and then he drops it.
How about this, Joe? It's called a caught stealing E6. They don't give him a stolen base. And that's outside corner, 3 and 2.
And I'm not sure that he's not safe anyway. I'm not sure. I think it might have been challenged, but because he called him out and then safe, that's why they do the E6.
Sanchez on deck, 3-2 count on McMahon. And he worked a walk. So 2 straight walks for Bizzardo. Now the Yankees call back Sanchez. And they're going to send up Rosario.
So if you send up your only left-hander Wells, then they're going to, I got to believe they have to count it with Farrar.
Right.
So that's why they're sending up Rosario, who's actually been really good against right-handers this year.
And that's exactly what they're doing. So Boone does not want them to go to Ferrer against Wells. He said, okay, match up your righty against my righty. So Pete Woodworth, the pitching coach, comes out to talk things over with Bizzardo.
And this has been the inning that has really hurt the Mariners in this series. They gave up 4 the first night when they were up 1-0 going in the 7th. They gave up 3 yesterday to go behind 7-5. And look at his numbers off of right-handers. Sometimes this game doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
So you have Ramos, Goldschmidt, and Wells left on the bench. They push the Rosario button. And there's a strike from Bizzardo. Bottom of the 7th inning is 1-0 Seattle. Yankees runners on first and second, 2 outs.
Interesting, the Mariners go through a set of signs when they're determining if they're going to throw the third or second. Most of the times it's a button that the infielders will hear in the pitch count.
Runner goes as Caballero steals third. McMahon didn't follow him, stays at first. So a stolen base for Caballero.
Yeah, good decision by McMahon. If you don't get the jump, you shouldn't go. And the other thing it does is it opens up the hole between first and second. But you just can't automatically go because the guy in front goes, because they might throw to second.
Foul back. Now to piggyback on your point about getting Ferrer up and down. Last 2 times he had 2 ups, gave up 2 runs in the second inning of work. The 0-2 popped up. See if it stays in play. Naylor watches it go into the seats.
And to me, I think that's where analytics can really help a manager in decisions on what to do with pitchers, because you get all those. Or you get, how are they the second day at work compared to the first? Or how are they the third day out of 4? You get all those numbers and you can make better decisions how effective a guy might be.
The 0-2. And that's challenged by Pareda. He thinks it's strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if it's the end of the inning. It's the end of the inning. A good challenge by Pareda. So Rosario strikes out as the pinch hitter. Yankees strand 2. And the Gotham Sports app. Now, yes, is going to have post-game coverage on the Gotham Sports app following the final out of the Apple TV game on Friday night. Randy Arozarena takes a strike as we start the 8th inning with the top of the Seattle Mariner order. An announced crowd of 41,842 on this Thursday afternoon. 0-2.
Yeah, you see Yeri go to his slider. When you look at Arozarena and you look at Julio Rodriguez, they're both very good on changeups. So he's going to have to go after them a little bit different than what he's comfortable doing.
Two and two. Still 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bat goes flying into the camera well. Hope everybody's okay. So Arozarena down on strikes.
Now, this is a really, really good bat toss. The only way you do that is if you get great extension, which he does. Oh my goodness! Thank God for the camera there.
Yeah.
Broke a couple pieces off, it looked like.
Julio Rodriguez takes up and away.
So do you remember we did the open for the first game and Julio Rodriguez hit the home run in our video to right, and then the one to left, and it looked like he was out front. That was a changeup. And he's got to be really careful here.
High fly ball left field. Spencer Jones out number 2. The camera, we're told, is chipped but okay. Here's Dominic Canzone. De Los Santos has nice stuff.
Oh, I like his stuff. I think it's a different look because of the heavy sinker usage. You know, you think about the right-handers down in the bullpen. Blackburn does have a sinker. Bednar's four-seam. He has the great changeup to go with it. And managers always want different looks. Like, you don't want four right-handers to be identical. You're going to see the movement on this sinker. I mean, this is really, really good. And I give him credit because in the minor leagues, very seldom will you ever throw an inning on a Wednesday night and come back and throw multiple innings on a Thursday at a day game, because you don't have to do it down there. Here you have to, because of the importance of winning. So him bouncing back and so far throwing the ball really well, give him a lot of credit.
Swing and a miss. Really strong performance by De Los Santos. He retires the Mariners in order. Yankees have 6 outs to go. They're trailing by 1-0. Top of the order for the Yankees, it'll be Jose A. Ferrer. Grisham, Rice, and Jones. 3 left-handers.
Grisham faced him Tuesday night. That would have been. He flied out to center. He got Rice on a strikeout, and he got Ramos on a strikeout. August has not been kind to him. A 9 ERA.
Popped up left side. Long run for Emerson, as well as Donovan. Neither can make the play. Ball's untouched. Grisham just getting back to home plate. Ferrer, 97.4 mile-an-hour fastball velocity, average fastball velocity, 6th highest among major league lefties. Fly ball center field. Rodriguez puts it away. 1 down.
You talk about that velocity. He will get to 100 when he gets in the ahead in the count. He turns it loose a little bit. See Bednar getting ready in case the Yankees are able to score a run here.
Even if they don't, you think they bring him in?
No, they're getting somebody else up.
Ben Rice takes a strike. There's Munoz. He'll close it out for Seattle. Good cut there by Rice, 0-2.
Yeah, you can see the velocity because the lefties have been late. He kind of hides the ball a little bit with the way he turns his shoulder.
Got about 5 pigeons out in right field, right center field. They're in danger if Rice goes that way.
What are those chillbirds?
Well, I don't know if they're chillbirds. If he hits a line drive, they won't be. Yankees bring Ramos out to the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Jones. Served into left field. That is going to be caught by Arozarena. Got a good jump and had him played well.
Yeah, it really hung up there. I didn't think it was going to go that far, but because he hit it so hard, he got the barrel to it. It hangs up in the air, and Arozarena is able to get to it.
So here's Ramos, 2 for 24 since being acquired by the Yankees. Got a day off today, not in the starting lineup, but pinch hitting for lefty swinging Spencer Jones. And a strike, 99 miles an hour.
Batter's challenging a strike call.
And he's going to challenge that one. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And he's right.
Ball.
Sounded funny, didn't it? It must have fouled off his glove. I thought maybe it was catcher's interference when I first heard that sound. It looked like it hit off the front of the glove.
1-2.
100.
And the pitch fouled away.
It's almost like for Ferraro, once he gets comfortable on the mound, velocity goes up. He's a guy that's had some problems earlier in his career with walks, and he gets comfortable, and that 96, 97 turns into 99, 100.
2-2. Garcia is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 8th. And the count is full. So he tried to go with the change.
I think he's doing him a favor throwing him a change. He's been late on his heater, and it's a ball that he can pull and hit the seats.
Ground ball, shortstop. Emerson throws a strike to Naylor. The Yankees go down in order, 1-2-3 against Ferrer. We'll go to the Yankees got Rick Rhodes and Cecilio Guante. Cal Raleigh leads off against the new Yankee pitcher Fernando Cruz. How about this? Cal Raleigh had 60 home runs last year. 60. He has 51 hits this year.
It's remarkable. Fernando Cruz has been struggling lately, and what I've seen is the split has been up in the zone, and when it's up, it gets hit. For whatever reason, if it's mechanical, it's a little fatigue.
One and two.
But this is one of the better fastballs that he's had. I mean, we saw 94. He's usually 92, 93.
Ramos takes over in left field. Strike three. Raleigh down looking, so Raleigh is 0 for 4.
And I think Cal Raleigh, if they had 2 challenges, probably would have challenged this. But because they only have 1, he's probably trying to save it for his pitcher the next inning. He would have won that challenge.
Josh Naylor, 1 for 3. Popped up on the right side. Garcia giving it a look toward the stands, and it's in the seats. Well, by a stitch, right? I guess it was a strike.
Yeah.
If you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees, 4, 5, and 6 for the Yankees. The 3 juniors, Luis Garcia, George Lombard, and Josh Chisholm. Ground ball, Lombard. 2 outs.
It must be fun being 21 years old and having that much confidence as a defender, knowing all the things that you can do.
You know what I've noticed about him too, Joe? He doesn't seem like he gets bad hops. He makes sure the hops he gets are fair.
Michael, one of the most important things about being an infielder is reading the correct hop. Because when you don't, it makes everything that much harder.
Popped up, Lombard drifts back. He says, I have it, and he does, and that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning for Cruz. The Yankees will try to rally in the bottom of the ninth. They're down 1-0. The series. They'll try to rally against Andres Munoz. And since 2018, they're 81-64 under Aaron Boone, going for a sweep. It's a pretty good number.
Pretty good, yeah. It's hard to sweep a series. I mean, obviously, there's some teams that they're playing really poorly when you face them, or they're just not nearly as competitive as you, and you can do it. But in any given day, a pitcher can really, really pitch a gem, and it's hard to do.
And there's a strike from Munoz, one of the league's best relievers over the last several seasons. Since 2022, a 2.52 ERA. Last year, it was 1.73. Also, Joe, in his last 18 games since June 16th, he has a 0.98 ERA.
And that pitch he just threw there, that changeup, he has started using more because his slider, even though it's great, was not as good as it was last year. 0 home runs last year, 3 this year, and the slug has been up. And it's still really small, Michael. 299 slug, but last year it was a 133. So he started to use his changeup. And I think it's a really good pitch.
Ground ball and backhanded there by Young. Good play. Turns it into an out. 1 away. Well, fans, download the Gotham Sports app to get live games, highlights, features, podcasts, and much more. And if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Gotham Sports app for free. So download and sign in today. Oh, they'd like those two guys back. Here's George Lombard Jr. He's 0 for 3. Big cut. 101-mile-an-hour fastball.
You can see why he's been one of the better closers when you have that in your back pocket. And that's not even the pitch you use the most. You throw your slider more than any pitch that he has.
There it is, the slider, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty slider. So a day after they scored 10 runs, the Yankees are an out away from being shut out.
Yeah, this has been his bread and butter all of his life, and that was a good one. The one before, he left inside, and it was the one to swing at. It just kind of froze him because it was in. That slider is late, great depth. He throws it really hard. Really tough for a hitter to recognize.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. outside. Jazz is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Has 17 home runs on the season. Yankees down to their final out here on this Thursday afternoon. Foul back here. Out of play. The 1-1. Now down to their final strike. 1-0 Seattle. A home run in the second inning by Weston Wilson against Max Fried has held up so far. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it as Seattle salvages the final game of this 3-game set, shutting out the Yankees 1-0.
Yeah, and they break their 6-game losing streak. They're on to Houston, which is a huge series for them. Max Fried was really good again today. The whole staff was really good today. Just Logan Gilbert was a little bit better, and that was the difference.
So Munoz strong in the bottom of the ninth. They use Gilbert and bullpen to get it done. 4 pitchers: Pizarro, Ferrer, and Munoz. And Seattle wins 1-0.